This is getting going. All right, we should be good. All righty. Welcome in, welcome in. How we doing? Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Let's get on where's my, let's get some of this going. Put on death metal, that's the vibes? No, that's crazy. Just passed my 250Ks this week. Let's go. Long time no see. It has been a while since I've done a YouTube live. So let's see if we can get some good stuff going. All right. So hopefully everybody's doing well. Let's talk about what we're looking at going into the morning here. We got 2 minutes till open. First thing I want to say, yesterday, overnight session continuing to expand to the upside. One thing I do want to keep in mind is we do have Seek and Destroy profile today. I don't think that it's probably going to play out just because of how we're starting to expand off this low, and this is a protected low. So London session, we took out Asia, expanded. We could come back down, take the London session low, but where we are right now, after this low got taken, this becomes an internal soup. I would expect to see continuation higher. So going into the morning, I'm going to let PA kind of start to do its thing and just kind of see what we want to do. I'm extremely bullish going into the day. The bias is extremely bullish, but I would like to see us probably pull back because I don't want to see us just go straight to this high. We can, but if that is the case, then I won't really be able to catch a trade, and that's fine, but it's just waiting for the market to really give me that opportunity. So the best case scenario would be consolidate up here for a little bit, have some sort of manipulation, start a sell side of the curve, rebalance price back into this bigger time frame for value gap, go take out these recent lows that we created down here. This is a 4-hour for value gap, and then see this low get taken, and then do something like this, and then work our way back up. That's really what I would want to see, best case scenario. So we get the most opportunity that way. Volume check, you should be good. I can turn it up if you want. That should be better. I don't know, maybe. Hello. There we go, I guess. My voice is so low. Okay, what about now? Is it good? We solid? Good? Okay. Perfect. Great. All right, bet. Solid. All right. Market open. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to mark in London. Just going to let the market do its thing here early in the morning. I want to see how the original 15-minute candle is going to play out too. In the process of testing a strategy too, so. So let the morning do its thing. Just going to backtest price action here this morning. Are you posting this live after? Yeah, you guys will be able to access this. It'll be on the YouTube. What's up, Debo? What strategy do you use? I trade ICT concepts. Yeah, starting to sell back down. NQ rebalance price, that 15-minute fair value gap. Would want to see us start to run these lows here. I'm a newbie. What strategy should I learn first? You should learn ICT. Go through my course on YouTube. There's just a bunch of free content. Or I have 60 videos that I made of literally my blood, sweat, and tears. Right now it's purely hands off. What's up, Uno? Yes, I'm uploading a charting session later today. That is really, really, really good. I just have somebody getting a thumbnail for it. It'll be out later today. Or not later today, later this week, sorry. Actually, it might be actually later today. I have a turtle soup video that's coming out later this week. Be on the lookout for that. Really, really good turtle soup videos coming out this week, so. So right now, kind of letting price just do its thing up here because I want to start to see us build more structure and then start to displace and then roll over into this 4 hour fair value gap, come down and go take London. That can happen, that cannot happen, but I'm more so watching price to see if we respect this area with this order block and everything. But I would want to see ES roll over and go take all these lows. Why is your mentorship so expensive? Because my time is valuable and it's all about implementation, and I have literally everything you could probably need that's already free on YouTube. And there's other tools. Like, my whole goal is to structure it so anybody that needs help can get the help. There's a bunch of free content on YouTube. I probably have more free ICT content than a lot of other people. There's also the low ticket Discord, and that's just for people to want to be a part of a community. We have DJ in there, analyst, great trader. That's cheap. And then there's a mentorship that people that want to take the time, that have the money, that can't implement things themselves. Like, I see the mentorship right now in the YouTube chat. What I'll say about the mentorship is, like, I won't lie to you guys. I'm gonna say yes, it costs money because it's about implementation. You're probably making the exact same mistakes. You're over leveraging. You're over trading. You don't know your concepts correctly. You continue to make the same exact mistakes, and you don't want to change it. And that's just kind of how it is. Like, you can watch as many YouTube videos as you want, and it's not going to change anything. You're still going to make the same mistakes. The mentorship is about implementation. You're supposed to come to me and let me kick your fucking ass and fix you, because that's basically what it is. Is all of you guys are little broken pieces, and I'm putting you back together. And that's basically what it is, to be honest. It's helping you with implementation, trading with me live, fixing your problems individually, because everybody has their own problems. It's supposed to be fixed based off of who you are as a trader. And it's also 60 videos that I made in 3 months of pretty much everything I know. You pay for information, rocket yourself ahead of the competition. Fully agree. Law of Attraction's fire. If anybody wants a book, I highly recommend Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by Dr. Wayne Dyer. I can't recommend this book enough. Anybody who knows me, like, on a personal level, knows that I live by this book. This book has changed my life, and I recommend it to everybody. I need better jams. It's called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life is the book. Why don't you trade Forex? Because Forex fucking sucks. Why would anybody want to trade Forex when they can trade futures? Like, it just makes no sense. Futures just has so many more benefits. We're probably going to go reach up into this high. Right now, still just watching price do its thing here. No reason for me to touch anything. Benefits like what? Well, number one, you get 60-40 tax benefits. So with futures, you get there's something called 60-40 rule, meaning 60% of your income is taxed short-term capital gain, 40% of it's taxed long-term capital gain. So you get tax benefits for trading futures. Number two, futures are just more liquid compared to Forex. You're going to get less manipulation on indices than you are going to be Forex pairs. It's cleaner price action. The biggest thing about Forex too is like you're just depending on what you're looking at, it's going to be different PA every single time. Like AU, fucking Euro USD, JBP, GPY, whatever you're trading, it's going to be different price action that you have to learn over time. With NQ and ES, it's like the whole entire market that you just learn PA. And if you used to trade options too, you trade SPY and QQQ, you have experience already trading indices like the same price action. So, and it's just more efficiency. What kind of people are incapable of trading that will stay noobs forever? Wow, that's a great question. What type of people are incapable of trading? The people that are incapable of trading, let's talk about a couple things. I'll say number one, anybody who has an ego. Any person with an ego is incapable of trading because when you let your ego take over, you're going to fail. Another person that's also incapable of trading is somebody whose main desire is to make money. If your main desire is to make money, you're not gonna do well in trading. Emotional people. There's a pretty long list for that answer, to be honest. What about recovering gamblers? Yeah, probably that too. Bro, when I do live trading, I have confluence long and short at the same time. What do? I don't maybe not do anything. If the bias is not cleared, don't do anything. It's that simple. If you see long and short, don't touch it. Wait for it to be one and clear. Y'all just want to press a button every second of the day. What are your thoughts on options? Options fucking suck. Coming from somebody who traded options for like 2.5 years, the reason why I don't like options is just compared to trading futures is number one, you don't have to worry about Greeks. Like that's pretty much the biggest thing. Is with options, it's so hard to manage risk because depending on the contract you're trading, like if you're trading, a week out expiration, whatever, it's going to move based off of, whatever that is. So your contract and your position sizing is going to be completely different based off of that. So it's very hard to keep consistent risk. Number two is, I got to turn this shit off, bro. This shit's in my head. When it comes to delta and theta, you're going to get IV crushed a lot of the time, and your option premium is going to suck. Another reason, too, honestly, in my opinion, the biggest reason is I see so many options traders that put their stop loss as like a percentage of the contract, which is the stupidest thing ever. You should not be trading a secondary premium. You should be trading whatever the asset is. If you're trading based off of like SPY chart and you enter a contract and then price goes back to that point in time, or like you go down 20% on an option contract and you take off, but nothing in the chart invalidated the setup, that's a problem. You should be trading and having a stop loss based off the chart because that's the actual model. That's the actual reason why the market's moving. You taking a contract off at 20% stop loss is the stupidest thing ever. It has nothing to do with the fucking chart. I tried on a live account. The last Discord I was in had a 30% SL, but started to churn profits at 15%. Like what? Joined the mentorship since Friday night and did 12 hours back testing the model of Forex pairs since I can't trade the top step from where I am from my third eye. My third eye has been open to literally wait for my setup take and catch the W. Let's go check. Love to hear, brother. That's basically the goal too. Like, I guarantee you there's just so much that you don't know because you haven't heard it before. I feel like so many things like in trading, there's just a way of communicating the ideas. And there's people that can communicate it well and there's people that can't communicate it well. You can like really dive down the rabbit hole of so many things when it comes to like time and price and ICT and like just so many different things. And the mentorship videos does a great way of like mind explosion kind of thing. Like putting the dots together in a digestible way. Justin, I'm really disconnected from the money in trading right now for a few months, but trading is more and more boring for me. I don't know. Is that only a phase? Any recommendations? Trading should be fucking boring. Trading should be boring. It should be boring. That's not a problem. Do you wanna reap the benefits of trading? You should be able to fucking sit there and do nothing. No, it doesn't have to be boring. No, not at all. But I'll say this: my perception of trading is way different than when I first started trading. Like, you got to realize I've been doing this like every single fucking day for 5 years straight. Like, of course it's gonna lose its little spark, but that's when I start making the most money because it becomes so nonchalant. It's like fucking going outside and going for a run. Like, my body just automatically moves because I've been doing it for so long. It's the same thing with trading. It's less emotional. It's the exact same thing over and over again, and that's how you get good. But that's what mastery is. If you want to master something, that's what it should be. It's so repetitive that you know exactly what to do, when to do it, and that's it. And there's no emotion to it. That's why it should be boring. Because you should be getting so good at it that you can just do it, and that's it. ES starting to displace back down. Again, this is where I want to see us go here. Back to London low. NQ still holding bullish though, so we'll see what happens. $15-minute candle. I want to see this, how this closes. Opens at 10. NQ's really bullish right now. 8 minutes till this candle closes. ES is lagging pretty heavy though, so this makes me think we're just starting to build structure. If that 15-minute candle didn't get. I'm gonna put my Macro just open here too, so. I want to see if this becomes the high. I like all this generated sell side. This makes me believe we're going to see the sell model, but also the draw is pretty strong, so we're pretty bullish. Again, I'm still waiting. There's no reason to touch anything right now. I'll give it to you right now. I do use order blocks. What is the news today? I forgot. PMI. All right, bet. If ES closes above this low, by the time this candle opens, we'll see an expansion up to here and then possibly up to the highs. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. We have an SMT at the highs, so we'll see how this happens, but Justin, when you say that your trading style has changed in the past couple months, I mean, I would say it's always changing because it's always adapting. Just little things, like main things, like no, I'm still trading the same strategy, still trading the same models. But I would say like the biggest difference in things that would like change over time is maybe time frames, like trading intraday models compared to the bigger time frame. That's kind of like really the biggest thing though. But other than that, no. And sizing too, like sizing. Do you ever trade without a daily bias? If so, are there more scalps on those days? I mean, I should always have a bias, but there's days where I can trade against that daily bias, but it's always going to be lower probability. But there's still setups that you can take. I think the problem is, though, is people get too locked into a bias. Is they'll go into the day and then they'll get more information on why they should be, you know, that bias that they have, it should be not that, and they still hang on to it because they're too married to the bias. So yes, have a daily bias, a loose daily bias, but that bias can easily change based off of the way price action forms and the way that you're getting more data. So right now, I would want to see this area reject on NQ, but the only reason I don't think it will is because ES is going to close below or above this area, and I would expect to see an expansion back to equilibrium. Key level here, SMT, would want to see this start to expand back up. NQ, I would want to see this reject and start to see us sell down to these lows and then see us displace through these lows, because then this on a bigger time frame would be the market structure shift, and then I would want to see all these lows get ran. But right now we're super bullish. ES is still holding. Once this candle opens on the 15-minute, this will be a CRT candle, so I'd expect back to equilibrium if we close above that low. Oh, there's news too. Forgot about that. Yeah, there we go. That's one way to go run them. That's what I want to see. I want to see us go all the way back down there now. Can you create a free Discord group? I created a free Telegram the other day that I'm going to continue to post stuff in. Before this mentorship, there was never a time where I was confidently sitting on my hands, not experiencing any FOMO whatsoever. If it wasn't in a trade, I felt like I was wasting my time. Now I can lean back in my chair knowing exactly what I'm looking for, and if the markets don't give it to me, I'm simply not trading. If it is boring to you, then take it as a sign to trade less. 2 to 3 weeks, or 2 to 3 trades a week on high-quality setups is all you need. I would rather make 5K a week trading only 3 trades than making 8K a week over trading and spending more time on the screen, not getting anything else done during the day. Routine is key. Fucking love that, Jared. Absolutely, bro. Love to see it. Telegram link. Let me get it. All right, I'm putting it in the chat. There you go. That's the Telegram link. That's a crazy candle. I would have wanted to see that low get taken, though, because we didn't even go back down and take that low. I would honestly still want to see us go and take London, but this wick is crazy. There's still no really reason for me to touch anything right now, so I'm still just watching price. Yep, big movement in the overnight session. Shitty AM most of the time. When does it make sense to trade lunch session? When you can align. It depends what you're targeting. Like, if you're trading lunch and you're targeting like high of day, low of day, most of the time it's not going to play out. If you get like a macro and you see a good setup like a scalp intraday where it's like internal model, you're targeting like internal equal highs or something, then that's fine. You could take that scalp. But if you're targeting like high of day, low of day on a lunch session, most of the time it's not going to play out. NQ's holding really bullish, but I don't think it's going to hold for much longer. We might just start to, I like that this is what I wanted to see going into the morning, is we're starting to consolidate up here and build more structure. This is what I would want to see, and then I'd want to see displacement. ES is starting to break through that. We're continuing to. I need to see us come back down to this London low. But this PA is pretty poopy right now, so. What's your chart colors? Black and white. If 15-minute fair value gap is present, what the fuck candle closure do you need to validate an inverse? If a 15-minute fair value gap is present, what time frame candle closure do you need to validate an inverse? A 15-minute. If it's 15-minute fair value gap, you look for a 15-minute closure above it to validate it. Or invalidate it, sorry. The mentorship in the Discord community is in the description of this. Again, it's pretty closed off. Like, I don't just take anybody, so you have to book a call if you want to have the chance to talk with us. There's really nothing for me to do right now. Simply just wait right now. Need to see more PA start to form. I want to start to see ES draw towards these lows. Once London low gets taken, we then can probably form an SMT because NQ's nowhere near taking it. See what the reaction looks like from there. If there is, might be a possible short targeting that low, but right now we're kind of just slowly tapering off. We'll start to see some speed here. Want to see NQ get through this low as well. We have a big wick, so I'd like to see consequent encroachment get ran through, but it could also hold here. I want to start to see us get some displacement to the downside, though. Yeah, of course, I do. Yes, it's in the description. I do have some crypto. I want to see this get ran through. But we could continue to hold this. I want to see us come down, take this low. For a setup like this, with this price action, how would you draw SD? I wouldn't. There is no SD. There's no manipulation right now. It's just consolidation. I'm just waiting for us to do something. Again, when it's clear and we have a good understanding of what the market wants to do, it'll show us. There's no reason to try to guess what it is right now. How do you embrace losses and manage emotions to revenge, please? Because you have to be in a longevity mindset. When you're in a longevity mindset, losing doesn't mean anything. Well, losing means something when you know that your edge can actually sustain itself. If you know, the reason you're emotional is because you know you don't trust yourself to make the right decision. Because you don't every single time. You break your rules constantly. So why the fuck would your brain trust yourself? Of course you're going to be emotional. Of course you're not going to embrace losses. Of course you're going to not manage your emotions because you don't have the fucking confidence in your own brain because you know you cheat yourself all the time. So of course you're not going to have the confidence to fucking do it. The first step is fixing all your fucking problems. If you're over leveraging, fix it. Stop focusing on making money. Focus on building good habits. Focus on the process. Don't focus on fucking making money. And then over time, the more that you start to repeat those things and you come into the day every single day, not focused on making money, but focused on building good habits, following your rules, having good position sizing, only taking your edge, being patient, knowing when to step away. When you focus on those things and you build satisfaction from those things, then it becomes repetitive, then it becomes consistent, then you build confidence, and then your losses start to be embraced more because it's part of the process. You know, you're in a longevity mindset, meaning if you lose today, it doesn't really mean anything. You lose tomorrow, it doesn't really mean anything because you're always going to make that back because you have confidence in your edge. I've blown 14 futures accounts now. I want it bad. I come close to passing them all, but when I'm near it, I end up blowing it. What's your advice? Stop focusing on passing the account. Like that is always going to be my advice because that's literally what it is. Why do you think that most of the time, what's the common denominator here, guys? What's the fucking common denominator? Let's put our brains together here, right? So many people have this problem where they're in a funded account, they're on an eval, and they get to like maybe $500 away from passing, and they somehow end up blowing it. Why do all people have this same problem? They all trade different strategies. They all have different mindsets. They all have different fucking decision making, but yet they make the exact same mistake at the exact same point in time. But you want to know what the common denominator is? All those people are focused on fucking passing the account. That's why they blow up. Because they're not focused on what the actual opportunity is in front of their face. You're trading a P&L. You're trading a secondary source from the outcome of whatever your decision making is. You're focused more on the outcome of that decision than the actual decision itself. That is the problem. Is you are not an observer of the market. You are an observer of whatever your goal is. And when you're focused on your fucking goal and you don't focus on the process, you're going to sit there with your thumb up your ass for fucking all of eternity. Just passed my second evaluation and honestly, you're right. Damn, just say my name next time. How long should I demo trade after learning edge? Learning edge. Until you build confidence and you can see it and not hesitate to take a setup. Qualified breakaway gap is based off of the displacement of the market structure shift. If we like displace like 3 large candles, then we'll probably have a breakaway gap. So it's like if we have a breakaway gap, most of the time is going to look like this. Like we'll have, actually, let me. Right, normally like this is what we would expect, right? Like in a normal. Where's this? Right. But breakaway gap is when we have like this. Like we like significantly displace below. And most of the time, this imbalance that's like right here doesn't get traded back up into until later. Because like what could happen is we'll do something like this. Right? So this becomes a breakaway gap. So it's based off the displacement most of the time. Would you recommend that book you mentioned earlier to a non-spiritual person? Oh, that's actually really good. Yes, because I feel like everybody's a spiritual person. They just don't know it. And it's about the thing about this book though is like it the thing about like being spiritualistic is it's just a way of viewing things. Like this book I would say is spiritualistic. Like I'm very spiritualistic, but at the same time, the only reason it's spiritualistic is because it's just it's a specific way of viewing life. What book? Change Your Life, Change Your Thoughts, Dr. Wayne Dyer. Or Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. Yes. Another Taoism dub. Yeah, no, I like fell down the rabbit hole with this book because I started looking into like the Tao Te Ching and so many other things like after reading this because of how much it affected me. Like I read this book when I was in Sardinia. I went to Sardinia by myself for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I brought this book and I finished this whole book when I was there. And it was the most enlightened I've ever felt in my entire life. Like I really can't explain the feeling of enlightenment that I had when I was there. Like I was basically meditating every single day reading this book. And it was the most in the moment, pure joy, pure happiness, pure in alignment with the world that I've ever felt my entire life. It was fucking crazy. You know that like one thing that I always like try to emphasize to people is by creating your own life and building the excitement back of that, like that should is such an exciting thing. Like you are living your own life. Like right now, we're trading. That's fucking crazy. Learning to be satisfied and learning to every single moment is just like the most blessed and amazing thing and experience you could possibly have. And everything is exactly how it needs to be at exactly the right time. Like right now is exactly what has to happen at exactly this moment. Every single person that is in here has to be here right now because that's exactly what's meant to be. So, and when you start viewing life as in that way too, every good situation and every bad situation is exactly what it has to be. Like you start noticing in life where it's like, hey, something bad in my life happened, but 2 years go by and I realize that that was exactly for a reason. Now, some people never figure that out because they don't want to improve as a person and they push their ego and they say, I'm not the problem, whatever it is. But when you go into every situation, bad and good, and say, this is exactly what needs to happen, whether I know it right now or not, I'm going to accept that the fact that the world takes care of me and I accept whatever this is because it's exactly what needs to happen. Like there's just things like that. But like one thing like I described like when I read this book is it made me feel like I was a kid again. Like the excitement of the world around you when you're like 8 years old and you're just running around and you like look at a fucking massive tree and you're like, holy, like it's just like you're living a fairy tale like story. Like that excitement, this book re-sparked that excitement of my life. Like every experience is something so new and unique and like you're so excited for it. It's called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. Dr. Wayne Dyer. Highly, highly recommend. When do you expect price to return to 0.5? When do you expect it to not return? Right now, I could care less to touch the market. There's no reason you should be touching the market right now. Like, just because I'm on live doesn't mean I'm going to take a fucking trade. Like, I don't care. There's no setup in front of me right now. Market's doing absolute jack shit. There's no reason for me to touch anything. Transurfing Reality is good. Honestly, when I read Transurfing, I felt like it was just a shittier version of this book. Like, I'm going to be honest. This is, if you like this is Transurfing's bigger fucking daddy. That's literally what I thought when I read Transurfing. Like, Transurfing's a good book. Like, it's a good digestible book. Like, it's a good digestible book. If you want to, like, dive really, like, deeper and, like, ask yourself hard questions and, like, really think, this book is way better. All right, if you're going to spam, you're getting banned. Justin, you taught me how to stay disciplined. I used to have FOMO right in the morning, 6:30 a.m., but now patience is key. Waiting for A+ setup or A+ quality setups only, and staying disciplined is what I focus on. Love to hear it, brother. Keep it up. Yes, I'm trading on a live account. Chart settings? Yeah. I guess I can show you my chart settings. I don't know what you want. I don't know how to grab the hue of this. Like, this is a very special black. I got this from, like, a special Rolls-Royce color paintist, made this black especially for my chart. So, good luck finding it. Oh my god, dodgy! What's up, Ryan? Yeah, that's basically how I'm feeling right now. This PA's ass. I haven't touched anything all day. I'm just sitting here talking. Do you have a Discord we can join or something? It's in the description. How much money could I make if I got 64 gigabytes of RAM on my PC? You'd probably lose money faster. You're going to continue to lose money. It's just going to be faster and, prettier. So, what book did you share earlier? Okay, last time. Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. Dr. Wayne Dyer. I just won a long. Cool. I don't care. What I do care about is, did you have conviction to take the setup? Did you have good sizing? Or did you just take it because you wanted to press a button? I don't care if you won or not. I want to know, did you follow your rules? I think me and Zusi are going to do a live. I'm talking to him right now. We're going to do a charting session together, but we'll see if we might do a live session, but we'll see. Justin, I'm 16, dedicating 6+ hours a day to learning ICT and mastering it by journaling, reading books, paper trading. At this rate, will I be successful by the time I'm 20? 4 years. Don't set a timeline. Just every day wake up and improve. That's it. Like, it'll happen when it needs to happen. Don't put a time on it, because then you're going to rush the process. Just wake up every day and learn to enjoy the journey. Wake up every day, focus on what you need to focus on. Focus on building good habits, building conviction with your model. Don't focus on making money. Just focus on improving as an actual fucking trader, which not a lot of people do nowadays, and that's why people fucking suck. It's like nobody actually trades anymore. Justin, way more snappy than before because I actually care to see you guys change. That's the fucking difference. Is I've been in your position and I get pissed because I see myself in all of your guys' problems. That's why I get fucking snappy, because I would get snappy at myself for doing the same fucking mistakes and thinking the same things. And then I'm like, oh, I've already had this fucking discussion with myself, so now I get fucking snappy talking about it with someone else because I know it's the dumbest fucking thing and I'm trying to help. That's really all it is. It's literally, when I get snappy, it's just me talking to my past self and my problems I had. Yeah, that's true. It filters out the weak ones too. Don't yell at me. Go flip burgers then, brother. I understand you, Justin, when you say stuff like, don't put a time on trading. I don't know if this resonates with anyone else, but we fear of not making it before we make it out of high school. Before we make it out of high school? Why do you need to make it before out of high school? You don't need to. There's no point that you need to become successful before you graduate high school. Let's go, Rob. Let me know what you guys think of this. I think I'm gonna fund a 50K account, cash, a $50,000 cash account, and I'm gonna trade on it, and I'm gonna film a video from it, because nobody trades actual capital anymore, because all of these so-called traders that are getting payouts from fundeds is not trading. Getting a payout from a funded account most of the time is not actual trading. You are gambling to get there. And I talk to all of the traders in the space that do this. It is not actual trading. I guarantee you, somebody that can get a 20K payout cannot run up an account 20K. It's completely different trading. Completely different trading. And that's just how prop firms are set up. So I want to make an actual 50K account with cash because nobody trades cash anymore, and actually run it up and make a YouTube series with it. What do we think? No, there's nothing wrong with prop firms. It's absolutely a great way to build capital. Like, take advantage of prop firms. Absolutely. Absolutely take advantage of prop firms. But I'm just saying you have to make dumb decisions past prop firms, so most of the time. You're always going to have rules with a prop firm, and you're always going to have a monthly subscription. What's the difference between trading with real money and not prop firms? Well, a lot of different things. Number one, you're actually trading with capital. You have more on the line. You can actually lose something. When you're on a funded account, you're trading on a demo account pretty much. So you're basically just trading, your drawdown. Second of all, you don't have any rules that can hold you back. So you're going to take trades differently on a prop firm than you were a live account. Because let's say, you have a trailing drawdown, so you have to take profits early without actually trading the actual chart. You trade, higher size to pass the account. You have to create a cushion because you're just trailing drawdown. That's something you have to worry about. Those are all side factors that get into you mentally because trading is about understanding the opportunity in front of you. The whole goal is when a prop firm creates rules, their goal is to sway you from what's in front of you. You're focused on passing the account. You're focused on not getting hit by your trailing drawdown. You're focused on not hitting over your max daily win. Like, those are in your head, not the actual chart itself. And that's why people lose. The chart is what's making them money. When you're on a live account, you can actually focus on the chart, but you actually have risk on the table. And you actually have to trade well. On a prop firm, I could pass an account and get funded within 3 trades. Well, it depends on the prop firm, but right now we're just drawing up into this high. There's really no reason for me to touch right now. Just letting market do its thing. Again, I know what I'm looking for. If my setup that is in front of me is not there, then there's no reason for me to touch anything. Some of these questions are so dumb. How I can split the screen? Go to Trading View. Click this little thing right here. Split screen right here. What does it mean to build conviction with your model? Can you explain? Building confidence, meaning you know what you're looking for. If I can tell you what are you looking for in the charts to take an entry, you'd be able to show me exactly what it is. And when you see it, you have the confidence to recognize it and take it. That's what conviction means. You have conviction with your model, meaning when it arrives and you see it, number one, you don't take anything except for that model. You're not trying to focus on just catching random moves. You know what makes you money and you stick to what makes you money. And you actually have the confidence to take it when it appears. For me to be able to take a trade, we need to rebalance first. Because number one, ES is going to take the high. So ES is going to continue to expand higher. We're drawing towards buy side on the bigger time frame. Now that we've gotten up out of this range, we're going to be at new highs. NQ is just displacing. We're still drawing towards this high. I can't take a long up here until we have structure. So structure meaning consolidation. We pull back down to this fair value gap, this order block. We bounce off here. We get more structure. I need to see something more than a straight up move. This doesn't do anything for me. I need structure. So I need to see something like this. Build more structure. Dig that down. You know, and then most of the time we're just going to build structure today like this, sit in this range, and then have another expansion movement like somewhere around there at lunch and see something like that. That's what I would want to see. Or we just go straight up to this high. But I need more structure, internal, at least something to give me an idea. Because I can't take a trade when we're way in a premium of this range targeting buy side. There's just no reason. Again, when the market tells me it's going to move, it's going to move. Right now, we're already moving, so why would I take a trade? What's up, Berman? Been trading and I have an edge. The problem is I have like a 3-week green streak, then the next red. What might be the problem? That's fine. You can have 3 straight green weeks and then have a 1 red week. But the problem is that 1 red week is probably wiping out all of your 3 green weeks. So that's the problem. Not that you're having a red week, but that the red week is wiping out your 3 green weeks. Because you're not following good risk. You're not stepping away when you need to. There's a bunch of different problems. I can't tell you. Because only you're going to know that from journaling. So every single trade that you take, every mistake that you make, you should be journaling every single day. What'd you do right? What'd you do wrong? What are you going to do to fix it? Every single day. And when you don't do that, you end up making the exact same mistakes over and over again. And then you wonder what's happening because you don't take the time to actually reflect and figure out what the problem is in the first place and how you can fix it. How can you expect to change when you don't even make a fucking plan? You don't even know what the fucking problem is. You know what the problem is. Most of the time, you just don't fix it. I already have a daily bias video. Larry. Can you explain what your setup is? Combination of ICT concepts, market maker models, SMT, draw and liquidity. It's a way of viewing price action. Like, just as long as I've been doing it, it's just there's 4 reasons why markets move: hunt liquidity, rebalance to equilibrium, rebalance to inefficiencies, generate liquidity. That is my trading. The 4 reasons why markets move. That is my foundation of why I trade, because the market is doing one of those things, and my goal is to position myself to target and find which of those things are we doing right now, and then apply concepts like fair value gaps, SMT, market maker models, CRT, macros, time, to then trade those ideas. How did you fix your patience? I built confidence in a model. You're impatient because you don't have confidence in one thing to make you money. That's why you're impatient. So you need to actually find something that you know will consistently make you money and pop up all the time, and then there's no need to take anything else. How did you gain confidence in your setups even after backtesting and understanding your edge? Did you ever have a problem processing the trigger to execute? Of course. Of course. You always are struggling to do so. When you first start, when you're first learning, and you haven't seen it happen over and over and over again, of course you're hesitant to enter a trade because you don't know if that's actually right or not. You're like, I think this is, this model. I think this is a setup. I think this is an entry I should be taking. And then you kind of watch it play out, and then you're like, oh, it did end up playing out. But what you should be doing is when you're in that stage, you should be journaling. Whether you take the setup or not, you should be journaling it. When you go into the market, this is everybody right now. You want to improve? This is how you're going to improve. If you're at this stage and you're trading, where you're trying to build confidence with the model, go into the market, watch price action. Don't take a trade. Trade on paper if you want. If you see a setup that you think looks good, watch it, even if you don't take it, and journal the outcome. Say, hey, this is a screenshot of what I think the market's going to do. I think right now we're going to possibly, continue to run up, take this maybe high, and then start to rebalance maybe back down to these little fair value gaps. And I think I'm going to take an entry when we take that high. Blah 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 blah. Take a screenshot, journal it. What ended up actually happening? Hey, I ended up taking this entry. I thought this entry looked really good, but it ended up not playing out. I think I failed to see this, this, and this, and this. Or, hey, this actually ended up playing out. This was good to build conviction. Exactly what I wanted to see happen. We had this, we had this, we had this, and this is why it played out. Take the time to actually journal that. Because when you're thinking things, when you're actually in the market, when you're taking the time to, you're constantly thinking what we're going to do every day. If you're not taking the time to actually journal it and think about those decisions that you're making, then you're not going to build conviction because you don't know what you're looking for. You're just letting your brain go on autopilot. So journal constantly. What advice would you give a trader who considers himself on the break-even stage? Break-even stage is a great place to be because all it takes is one little change for you to start being consistent. So the biggest advice that I have for break-even traders is the number one thing that's going to get you out of the break-even stage is journaling. Because all it takes is one change, but you have to figure out what that change is. So journal. Know what the problem is. Are you break-even? Most of the time I find that break-even traders, the biggest problem that holds them back is they just take unnecessary small losses. Is you'll take a good win, and then you'll take like 4 or 3 little unnecessary small losses that chip away at all your gains, and then you're back at break-even. So journal that, figure out the problem, figure out what time are you taking these trades, what are the small setups, why are you losing these trades, and how you can avoid them. There you go. Journal. You know the problem, fix it. And then the rest of it will take care of itself, and you're on your fucking smooth sailing. But people don't take the time to do that. Yes, I still think the OneNote journal vid is the best way to journal. I'm learning all things. Watch your videos, perfectly understand all things, but I'm scared for jumping to the charts. I'm scared of losing and building bad habits and becoming unsure about myself. So you're scared to start. Why? Just start. You'll figure it out as you go. Every single successful person in the fucking world started out not knowing shit and being scared of fucking everything. But you're not going to get to where you want to be unless you go through that stage. Like, that's just how it is. Every single successful person knew nothing. And honestly, use the opportunity of me. I spent a long time building something that it can actually help people. You can come to me, have the opportunity to work with me in the mentorship, trade live with me, let me hold your hand, fix your problems. Like if you have, like, I'll be straight up. If you have money to invest in yourself, the mentorship is literally the best thing. And that's not even like, I'm telling you right now, 3 months of everything that I fucking know is poured in that. Ask any single person that's in this community right now. My goal is to kick your ass, figure out what your specific problem is, and fix it. Because the problem is people come into trading and end up getting bad habits put on them because 95% of the trading space is not fucking trading. People do not know how to actually trade. When you go into like a Discord, when you first start trading, you're like, oh, I want some Discord alerts, and then somebody's like, spy calls, and then you end up making like 100% return. You're like, yeah, this is normal. Like, no, brother, no, motherfucker. You're building such bad habits thinking that that's like an actual good thing that you just took someone's random alert, no idea why that setup happened. You're fucking just basically throwing fucking darts at a whiteboard or a fucking dartboard hoping that it hits something. Like, that's not trading. Most of the space is not trading anymore. The mentorship is exclusive. I don't take fucking everybody. You have to book a one-on-one call with our team. If you don't have the energy to hop on a call with somebody, then I don't want you a part of the mentorship. Like, I don't want you a part of the team. I'm sorry. Like, I don't. If you don't have the energy to hop on a call with somebody and talk for 20 minutes about your trading and where you are, I'm sorry. That's a problem. That's probably the first problem. There's still really kind of nothing I want to touch right now. Just letting price build. Nope, haven't taken any trades yet. Amen, brother. I also think that if people can understand and accept that it may take 2 to 3 years before they start making money regularly, a lot more people would do it profitably. Most quit after a year or two. Some people make it sooner, but what I've realized is that experience and time spent seeing PA move is much more important to the journey than I initially thought. I absolutely agree. You have to see it happen over and over again. I was hesitant to join the mentorship, but fuck, was it worth it? Those videos are something you won't find anywhere else. Passing now my 8th funded account. This group is slowly making me better every day. I love to hear that, Zuri. Much love, bro. Makes me happy to hear that shit. That's why I do what I do. Like, seeing that shit, talking and charting. Like, last night's charting session that we did in the mentorship, like, that is why I love teaching. Like, that is why I love teaching. When we just get so into it, it's so fun. Mental question. What's your opinions on pornography and how it affects your brain? I think porn is literally the worst thing you could possibly do to yourself. Do you get your money back in the mentorship if it doesn't work out for you? Yes. It is literally a money back guaranteed. I'm that confident that the mentorship, you will get your full money back guaranteed. It's in the contract. If you don't find success with the concepts, with the teachings, with everything, we will refund you everything. Because basically, it's the point where if you're not successful with the concepts, it's just because you're not working. You're just not taking the time to actually do it. The people that do see a massive, massive improvement in their trading and become successful because they put in the time and the work. Bruh, y'all seriously believe he is going to refund? Brother, it's in a fucking contract. There's lawyers in place. I legally have to. The most scammy BS you've said so far, LMAO. If you're not successful, it's you. Yeah. That's very fucking true. If it's not successful, it's fucking your fault. What? How is that? Am I crazy for thinking that? Am I crazy for thinking that? If you're not fucking successful, it's on you. Don't blame anybody else. Don't be a fucking victim. If you're going to put yourself in a victim mentality, that's why you're not successful. It's because you're a fucking victim. Like, you saying that right there just told me it's not going to work out for you, brother. I'm sorry. And I say that with all love, but I'm telling you, some of you guys just need, like, I can just tell some of you guys just did not grow up playing like a sport. Like, I feel like that's just an easy thing. Like, I feel like there's just so many little things. I can just tell some of you guys just weren't disciplined. Like, my parents told me to work hard, and that's where I'm at. So, like, how do I recognize bad trading conditions before it happens, and what if in a trade with bad conditions? Great question. There's a lot of things that you can do. There's a lot of things that you can do. There's a whole video in the mentorship going over conditions and how to recognize it. There's a lot of different things. I would say number one is news, red fuller news. What happened in the overnight session is most important as well. Where are we in relationship to the overall draw and liquidity? Where are we in relationship to the model? Where's price strong towards? All of those things. I agree, James. Mentorship, please. Okay, here, hold on. Let me send the link in here. If you want to learn more about the mentorship, there you go. Currently taking an engineering degree, but I feel like this is not for me. I feel like I want to commit to trading instead of getting a degree, but there's also a fear of me not making it. I mean, yeah, you probably should not drop out if you're not already successful trading. But yes, you can absolutely do it. You got to believe in yourself and just make it fucking happen. It's simple as that. You can easily do both if you make the time for it. You can easily do both if you make the time for it. But you have to, and it's going to be hard work. Just want to say, Justin, been in TT Discord. You and DJ are the best. Much love, brother. Much love, Alec. Today has been really, really boring. I'm kind of upset that the day that I do a YouTube live is just so boring. Your opinion on why this week's AM sessions have been so ass? My goal, like, I don't know. And that's just the real answer. But that's not the question you should be asking. That's the thing. The question you should be asking is not that. Number one, it's NFP. That's number one. NFP week. But a lot of the times, your goal is to just recognize it. You're an observer. Ask the right questions, not the wrong questions. Don't try to figure out why specific things happen, why they do. Because it's all already in relationship to the algorithm. But what you should be focusing on is by the time that it's in front of your face, you recognize it. That is it. You're an observer. If I come into the market and I see this, I don't care of, oh, why was AM choppy this morning? I care about, hey, I recognized AM as choppy this morning and I didn't take a trade. That's the better question because that actually does something for my trading. Me saying, oh, why was it choppy this morning? It could be a bunch of different things, but that question doesn't really get me anywhere. But saying, hey, I was able to actually see it real time and not take a trade and recognize it, that is what the question you should be asking. Why was I not able to recognize it if you weren't able to? And why did it get chopped up? Because you weren't able to recognize it. Even though there were no trades today, I learned a lot. Thank you. Much love, Willie. God help, brother. I can't join the mentorship website without a VPN. What do I do? If it's not loading for you, then it's not supported in your country. How can you recognize a choppy session before it happens? What do you do in a good trade and then it chops? What do you do? Okay, let's talk about this. This is what we talked about last night in the charting session that I'm going to release later this week too. So think about it this way. The market already does exactly what it needs to do when it needs to do it. So we will chop for a reason. The market is constantly doing one of four things: generating liquidity, hunting liquidity, rebalancing to inefficiencies, rebalancing to equilibrium. When we're doing one of those things, it's in relationship to a model. So when we're doing something like this, right, and I show you this kind of PA, you're going to say, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Well, there needs to be some sort of context to it. Most of the time, it'll probably look like something like this, right? Off of an expansion move, because what happens after expansion? We consolidate. So now that we consolidate, what do I know in relationship to a model that is going to tell me when price is going to move? Price will move when it shows you it's going to move. This is when you start thinking as an observer. When you push back and you re-identify as an observer of the market, you're an algorithmic observer. You're an algorithmic observer. What tells me price is going to move? When we're in this range and we're generating buy side and we're generating sell side and we're consistently, constantly moving, let's say something like this happens where we then retrace back down and we then come here. So the market now, I'm just going to say, okay, there's buy side generated, buy side up here. But going back to the original question, how do you know? Well, it's in relationship to the model. This becomes the original consolidation. What are we doing here at this time, though? We're generating buy side liquidity to then eventually get met. We generate sell side. We break through this, displace, retrace back to this imbalance. Then we come back down. So now we're in a point of interest in which we expect to bounce. What am I expecting to see here? I'm expecting to see a buy model back up to buy side. If I'm looking to take a trade, I'm not guessing when. I know based off of what the market is telling me when it's going to happen. So now, let's say this happens. Now, when you're looking at this, do you have confidence in when the price is going to move? Yes, you do. Because everything that's need to happen has happened. There's a reason for price to draw higher. Again, one of the 4 reasons. Why do markets move? Generate liquidity, rebalance inefficiencies right here, hunt liquidity, rebalance the equilibrium of this range right here. So now, again, all of these things happens in price every single day. It's constantly happening. You just have to be looking for it. So when I'm looking to take a trade, the market tells me exactly when I need to do it because I'm an observer of price. The algorithm will do the exact same thing before it has an inefficient move to PA, or before it has an efficient move to whatever the draw on liquidity is. So if we have a draw up here, I'm waiting for price to retrace back into this breaker, look to take an entry on a smaller time frame because the exact same thing is going to happen. Because then, what do you think is going to happen here? This becomes the exact same thing. Stop raid, turtle soup, displacement, up, breaker block. It's completely fractal. So what does this become on a smaller time frame? This becomes its own model. So now I'm aligning the internal model with the external model because price is completely fractal in an area in which I already expect to reject. This is an area in which I already expect to reject in relationship to this model. Now I'm aligning that model. I expect price to reject here because it's in relationship to the bigger time frame model. I'm aligning this draw on liquidity with this internal draw on liquidity because it's the exact same model, and that's how you get efficient price action. Because the algorithm has 2 reasons, the most reasons to move and where the market's drawing towards. Bro, y'all gotta stop spamming. I do believe in God, yes. Did you have a problem switching your bias? Like, I just got so emotional when the price does the opposite of what I had in mind. Because you're trading your ego. You're not an observer. You are yourself trading. That's the problem. You're not an observer. You are yourself. And when something goes against you, you then get mad because you were wrong. You care more about being right than actually making money. That's the problem. Is you care more about just being right than actually making money. Share the Spotify playlist. I think it's just Morning Chill House. Yes, I live trade every week in the Discord, in the mentorship group.
Talk about ICT not being profitable with his own concepts. I don't talk about ICT not being profitable with his own concepts. Talk about ICT not being profitable with his own concepts.
Brother, I don't care. Why? Some of you guys just find the craziest excuses just to not put in work. Why would I care if it doesn't work for somebody else if it works for me? Like, you care so much about other people. Like, let's focus on yourself now, brother. Like, I don't care if it doesn't work for him. Like, I literally don't care. It works for me. And I've made a significant amount of money doing so. So why would I trust anything else? What trading influencer can you beat in a cooking competition? Oh, anybody. I'm definitely the best cook when it comes to traders. Hands down. Hands down. And I say that confidently. Hands down. I whip up some good stuff. On God. I'd love to go to Japan. No, that's one of my dream places though for sure. Bro, I did an omakase literally yesterday. I made my family an omakase. I'm look at this. Let me show you some. Went to a fresh fish market the other day. Fresh fish market. Oh, made some sashimi. Got some toro. Nah, nah. Sushi night at home is actually so. I highly recommend. Go to a fish market, get some sushi grade sushi, some fish, and do it at home. It's so much more food, so much cheaper than like actually going out. Like if you were gonna probably like with how much sushi we ate last night, if we were to go out and like buy that at an actual restaurant, it would have probably been like $300. Japanese grocery, like you can. There's some stuff you get there. I mean, you don't really need to. There's not anything there that you need. Like, I don't think they'll have like, if you want like sushi grade fish, you have to go to a place near you that actually sells it, because you can't just eat any fish raw. You're gonna get sick. Costco salmon is sushi grade. Is it? No shot. I feel like Costco salmon might do me dirty. Justin was in the Discord for several months. For me, specifically, thing that I noticed has been good for my discipline is to avoid taking bad setups. Is to require a unicorn for my entries. Thoughts? Yeah, if it works for you, absolutely. If you have confidence taking a unicorn and you've seen it, continue to work out for you in the past, then that's a great rule to have. Only take a setup with unicorn if that's what works for you. I have a whole journaling video on YouTube. I do still box, but I'm getting back into it when I move. I haven't boxed in probably like a month and a half, just because I've been traveling a lot. But when I move, I'm getting into a boxing gym. When do you stop trading in the morning? It honestly differs Most of the time, I won't trade for more than like 2 hours in the morning. I only really trade the first 2 hours of the market. Regular southpaw, I'm regular. I don't trade. Yeah, I don't fight southpaw. My dad fights southpaw though. What were you majoring in college? Business. I was gonna get an MBA. I need your mindset and discipline in trading. Can you explain? Brother, there's countless videos on my channel for free. There's a lot to mindset. We could sit here for hours. What was the name of the book and the author again? Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, Dr. Wayne Dyer. I already know how to trade and I'm profitable, but I like you above all other ICT mentorship YouTubes out there. Is there a way to join the Discord without the mentorship? No, the mentorship is a part of it. I only trade in the mentorship group. I only live trade and do in sessions in that group. It is a private group. What's your fave video game of all time? Probably Black Ops 2. Bro, Def just sold like 30 copies of his book off his stream. Probably, honestly. Shout out Wayne Dyer though. Yeah, this is my favorite book of all time though, for sure. At least right now, that could easily change though over time. P&L for the day, I'm break even. I haven't taken any trades. Did you trick shot on BO2? Of course. I used to go for like fucking phase RCs and everything. That used to be my entire life. I got PTSD from a big loss because I wasn't following the rules, and now I have a mental block and hesitant with taking trades with the setup shows up. Any advice on how to get over it? Paper trade. Paper trade to build back your conviction. You have to build back the confidence of just pressing the button when you see it, and you're not going to press the button when you have size on the table. So paper trade, build confidence just taking the trade. Me and bro, we have learned so much from you. And we love you, brother. Love from India. Much love, bro. Got it here, dude. What ICT teachings do you actually study to get to where you're at right now? Was it 2022? I watched 2022, and that's pretty much it. And then I learned other things just from... Honestly, I didn't do a lot of studying. I did a lot of observing. I knew I've been trading for 2.5 years before I started trading ICT concepts. So I had an idea of what was going to do me better and what wasn't going to do me better. And I've kind of gone through the strategy hopping thing. So then when I found ICT, it made the most sense for me. And I started learning it. I maybe watched 2022, did good things here and there, watched some other videos, and then it was just all implementation. I was focused more on seeing it happen, watching price action about the concepts, than just watching videos all day. Watching videos all day is not going to do anything for you unless you actually implement them. And when you start implementing it was when you can actually build a real conviction and see it happen over and over again. Oh my God, bro. How do I... I know, we do need some mods. There's some fucking goobers in here. No, I'm not going live on the PM. Guys, you know we can ask a question without asking it fucking 10 times. I'm not retarded. I can read it once, okay? Can we settle down, please? Why are you sitting at home wearing a cap? I don't know, because I want to. I feel like I lose brain cells every time I go live on YouTube. Does ICT work on crypto? Yes. It works better on indices, though. Much love, Cover. What time do you wake up? Normally an hour before open. It honestly depends, but most of the time normally an hour. Justin, can you see what will be next week's bias? No, because this week's not finished. How do I know what next week's bias is going to be when this week's not finished? I'm telling you right now, I'm definitely not going to take a trade today. We're just going to run the buy side today. I'm not going to take a trade. There's no setup. Can you give a summary of the book you recommended? It's Changing Your Thoughts to Change Your Life. That's it. The title. It's in the title. Do you know if it's possible to have TradeOvate removed the withdrawal fee for cash accounts every time you want to pay out? Do you know if it's possible to have TradeOvate remove the withdrawal fee? I don't believe so. Honestly, I don't believe so. Yeah, that's normally how it is, Turtle. No, I hate trading oil. I only trade NQ and ES. Like, you will not see me trade anything else. Do you meditate every day? Do you find it hard to stay consistent with it, or do you find other forms of mindfulness? Great question. I used to. I don't anymore meditate every day. I meditate every week, though, for sure. I don't meditate every day. I used to for a pretty decent amount of time. But there's other forms of mindfulness, like reading and, going on a walk, and just like meditation is just letting your mind be still, like in focusing on breathing. So like there's times where like I'll meditate when I'm just sitting down, like doing something. But a lot of it's just learning to be in the moment and clearing your mind. What did your parents think when you first told them you wanted to trade? I mean, they were definitely not supportive of it, for sure. Again, you don't tell people you trade. Like, if I have any piece of advice for anyone out there that is trading or getting into trading, don't tell people you're getting into trading. Like, all it does is negative. All it does is negative. I know you're like, you want to share your excitement about it, but just do it. Focus on yourself. Don't tell anybody, because all you're going to get in response is negative. People, nobody thinks like a trader except for a trader. Only traders understand traders. Nobody else will understand it. They're going to say it's gambling. They're going to say don't do it. They're going to say it's fucking stupid. You have no idea. How can you fucking time the markets? Blah, 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 blah. Trust me, brother. You can time the goddamn markets pretty fucking accurately. Don't tell people you trade. Just do it and show them once you actually know what you're talking about. I tell people I'm a freelancer. That's pretty good. I would need to see a lot of structure for me to do so, Nick. But honestly, I wouldn't. Honestly, the draw's too strong. I wouldn't play against it. Have a good one, SJ. What'd you miss, Uno? Do you trade on the private mentorship? Yeah, the private mentorship. Yeah, bias going into today was extremely bullish. I mean, this is the kind of PA that I expected to see. Sell side swept, bigger time from SMT. Displacement back to the upside. Retraced yesterday. Recent low got taken. Retraced back into this order block. Hold bullish. This is, again, where we expect to expand in the market maker model. This is buy side of the curve. Drawing up into these highs. Area in which we expect to expand, we end up expanding. At what age did you start trading? I was 16. Thanks, bro. Learned a lot from you today. Probably could have been mad at myself for not taking a trade with this big range day. Really appreciate it. Gotcha, brother. It took me 2.5 to 3 years to actually start making money. But when I did start making money, I made $300,000 in my first year that I actually started making money. So I went from, I lost probably around, honestly, I don't even know the exact number. I would say like 20 to 40 grand in my first 2.5 years of trading. And that was pretty much all my money. Thank God, like, I lived with my parents. Like, thank God I lived with my parents, because all the money that I made from work would go into trading. So, like, I worked 2 jobs. I was a busser at a restaurant. I was a waiter too, and then I worked at a pizza place before that. And then there was a part in time for like a couple months that I was working both of them at the same time. All the money I would get would just go into trading. And when I first started trading too, there was no such thing as like fundeds. Fundeds weren't a thing, so there was really no other capital for me to, except from like myself. Blew up multiple accounts, discovered ICT, realized that focusing on making money was not going to make me money. Dialed in, took basically an entire year without trading capital to focus on just building good habits and focus on the actual process and learn how to actually trade the right way. You know, get rid of the bad habits that were in my head, and then did $300,000 a year. Justin, if I have a $500 account trading options, how can I scale up, and what should I be my average TP and SL present? If you have $500 to your name and $500 in an account, you should be using that money to invest in yourself, not your trading account. That's just my opinion. $500 isn't enough for you to actually do anything unless you're going to do a funded account, and that's what I recommend. It's either invest that money into yourself in a mentorship and somebody that can help you. Doesn't have to be me, but just any, like, somebody that you know and respect and you can trust and learn from them, or spend that money on a funded account. But I personally would recommend more knowledge. Not me going to 8 years of school for a doctor. It's just to realize I want to trade full time. Happens. I would expect this to be a CRT candle right here. I'm going to go draw to this low by the time this 15-minute candle closes. CRT candle basically looks like this. 3 candle formation, completely fractal, happens on any time frame. Basically stands for candle range theory. So basically saying that in this candle, there's a range. Right? So this is this candle, right? Let's say this is a 5-minute time frame and this is a 4-hour, right? So this is basically this on a bigger time frame, right? These are the exact same thing. So high and low of this candle. Again, this also needs context too. So basically, higher time frame point of interest. Let's say to the left of us, there's a fair value gap. We have a fair value gap up here. Price comes up and wicks this. If we close above or back inside this range, this becomes a bigger time frame, or an internal power of 3. Meaning we expect this to be an expansion candle to go take the opposite end, right? Now, sometimes this won't always happen, but always we'll go back to at least equilibrium of this range. So equilibrium of this candle will retrace back here or go back to the opposing liquidity pool. And you could use that on any time frame for a bias. So like notice, price hasn't, this 15-minute candle hasn't opened yet, right? Watch. So this 15-minute candle, right? High and low of this candle. This blue line is when this next candle opens. So if this next candle opens and we're under this area and we then start to recognize where the manipulation is, I expect us to at least go to equilibrium of this range and possibly then sell back down to this recent low as well. But keep in mind as well, it's also not in favor of the draw on liquidity. So there's a lower probability of it. Can it still play out? Absolutely, though. But it's something you got to keep in mind because there needs to be context. So this didn't close below, so I wouldn't touch it. Do you feel as though CRTs are necessary? No, CRTs are not necessary at all. I just recently started implementing it into my trading, and right now I'm not even really implementing it. I'm just back testing. Like, I'm just forward testing it. I'm watching it happen. When I trade, I wake up and I focus on watching it just so I can build conviction with it. And so if I do want to get to a point where I can add it, I can use it as a bias and then trade like how I normally would, but I just use it as an intraday bias. Justin, I'm talking about I have the 500 in my trading account, not to my name. Do I scale up or add more to the trading account? Why add capital when you aren't already profitable? Like, trade on a funded account. Don't trade your actual capital until you can actually fucking get a payout from a funded. I don't recommend doing a live account until you are extremely comfortable. And that's just what I recommend. Because you will blow it. It's very different. How much do you emphasis on bias in your mentorship is the biggest obstacle for me? I mean, bias is the most important thing. Like, drawing liquidity, understanding your bias is very important with ICT, so it's covered a lot. How long will you stream for? Not much longer, honestly. I might honestly just end it right here. Let the market do its thing. There's really no opportunity for me today, and that's totally fine. That's just a part of the game. Come in. If there's an opportunity, I take it. If there's not, I don't take it. Simple as that. No really high quality setup for me today, so there was really no reason for me to take it. But overall, again, honestly, solid day. Good questions. Some good questions. There's some crazy stuff in there too, but yeah, just one of those days. Another day at the office. No trade for me, and that's it. You're not looking to get a standing desk? When I move, I'm getting a standing desk. I just ordered a standing desk, actually, to my new place. Some good questions. Live tomorrow morning? Nope. This is all you guys get. It's time to dial back into the mentorship group, and we're live trading and going crazy, so. If you enjoyed this session, if you enjoyed being on live, you might be interested in joining our community and getting access to the 60 videos and access to charting sessions and live trading sessions. So if you want to learn more, link is in the description. You can go book a call with us. Why are you pursuing an MBA if you are already successful in trading? I'm not. I used to. I dropped out of college. I was pursuing an MBA, and then I dropped out. The mentorship is life-changing. If you are very serious about commitment and making this work long-term, book a call and ask some questions. Much love, James. Appreciate it, brother. The mentorship's for 6 months. You are a part of the community for 6 months, and you have access to all the content for 6 months. The video of you in your backyard when your professor thought you cheated, fave video. Oh my God, I remember that shit. It feels so long ago for some reason. Here's the link. This playlist goes crazy. Wait, this song's bumping. This kind of goes crazy. Justin, how come you know so many things, only experience no mentor? I have no mentor. It's just all fucking failing. The reason I can help others and answer questions is because all the problems that you guys are going through, I've already gone through, and fucking that's why I get like so like amped up and like fucking snappy about it. It's because I made all those problems. And, like, I would snap at myself because basically I would make the same mistake over and over again. And I'd be like, Justin, what the fuck are you doing? Like, how can you make this? Like, do you even want it bad enough? All this stuff. Like, I would just make it. Yeah. And it took a long time for me to get shaken out of it. So when I see other people making the same mistakes, like, I get that same feeling. And, like, I get snappy about it. But I've been through all that shit. I've gone through it. So you can as well. If I can do it, you can fucking do it. Where are you moving? I'm moving to Scottsdale. Scottsdale, Arizona. You changed my life. I've been in the Discord for 2 months, really understood myself and how to trade. Right now, I'm profitable with small capital, but I will scale up with props after holiday. Let's go, brother. Love to hear it, bro. Keep it up, dude. Imagine S&D plays out some shit NQ would do. Nah, there's zero chance. Actually zero chance. If S&D ends up playing out today, I'll give away like a MacBook Pro or something. Like S&D will not play out today. I'm telling you right now, S&D will not play out today. That would be pretty crazy if it does, though. But we took London High, Trife. London High got taken right when New York opened. It's not clean, too, so that's another reason why I don't think it's going to play out. S&D is secret sauce. It's Asia session consolidation. London session takes out Asia session high and low. When New York opens, New York will take out either the high or low of London session, and then the draw on liquidity will come back and take whatever the high or low of London that was not taken. So, for example, this is what it looks like. London session consolidates. London session opens. In London session, we take both the high and the low of Asia session. And then when New York opens, we now have buy side, sell side of London. So now, when this opens, New York will take out both of these. This is basically Seek and Destroy. Go back and backtest this. This is an eye-opener. Go back in your charts. Look at Asia session. The times in which Asia session high and low are taken in London session. Look what happens in New York session and study it. Here's the free Telegram. I post stuff in here a lot. There you go, guys. Free Telegram. Today I learned about my habits and how I probably shouldn't trade until after daycare drop-off. Difficult due to focus on the charts, and when taking care of a baby, end up missing entries, get flustered, and don't want to lose or be wrong, and put unnecessary trades. Good lesson. We'll be working on that forward. Again, you recognize it. That's the most important thing, Uno. You got it. You know it's change. Every single day, improvements. Is he dropping signals in the live, or is he giving entries, or just talking about trading? Please, someone answer. Long, right now, brother. Long, long. Is that what you wanted? No, I normally don't do lives on YouTube often. How's the golf game coming? Not too bad. Went golfing yesterday. I actually didn't play too bad, but when I get to Arizona, I gotta dial in. Oh, I'm very down to do an AZ meetup. That'd be fire. No, I did not take any trades today.
Guys, whoever took that long, take profits. You're up 12 points right now. W's in the chat. Oh my god.
90% of fucking traders on social media. They be like this.
Yo, let's go. 12 points. Scale, scale.
What goals do you have right now? Great question. I want to focus on personal health more this year. I want to improve my financial literacy this year. I want to get into real estate this year. And just continue to create trading content. I was in your Discord for a couple of months before you started the mentorship. Got to tell you, man, you're a beast when it comes to knowledge and about these markets and the mindset. Much love, Alex. It means a lot, brother. I'd have to get more structured, Dudar. Where do you normally stream? In the mentorship group. One-to-one R, what do you think about it? Then you have to be a win rate trader. If you're trading one-to-one risk, then you have to be a win rate trader, not a risk trader. I personally am a risk trader. I'm not a win rate trader, meaning I focus more on my risk than my win rate. My win rate's not that great. My win rate's like maybe 55%, like 55, 60%. Like it's like pretty much, it's not the best. But my RR is just like significantly bigger for my winners. And that's just how I developed as a trader. Because it'll be, you know, -1, -1, +4, -1, +3, -1, -1, +3, +3, -1, -1, +4, -1. So. Did any particular ICT video create a light bulb for you? No, but I guarantee you one of my videos will do that for you. No, I'm not. I'm most likely not going to take a trade today. I mean, who knows? There might be a setup later in the PM session that looks decent, but... yeah, I'll be trading the 50K live with the group, and I'll make videos on it. Do you generally do multiple take profits? It depends on the trade. Each trade's different. Where should I be targeting, right? Like, what's the reason for price to actually go there? I'm not just putting random scale points. It's got to be like a reason why I think market's actually going to that area. All right, guys. I'm going to call the session here. It's been around 2.5 hours, I think, somewhere around there, probably 2 hours. Justin, other shit. And I agree with you. Keep up the grind. You're one of the G's in the trading space. Much love, Keto. Appreciate that, brother. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the session. Did not take a trade today, unfortunately. You know, the day that I did do a live on YouTube, unfortunately didn't get the right setup. But again, that's a part of trading. There's not many other people in the space that will actually do that, and you need to recognize that that is a good thing. Being able to come to the market and know that my setup is not present, there's no reason for me to touch anything. That's how you should be as well. Hopefully you enjoyed the session. Hopefully you learned some things. We talked about a lot of stuff. Enjoy the rest of your day. I got a video coming out. Some things to look forward to. Turtle soup video this week. Gotten so many requests. Turtle soup video coming this week for YouTube, as well as a really nice, a solid charting session as well. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Be productive. Best of luck to you all. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.